Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Monday, November 7, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Baltimore struggled for a while, but got things going in the second half to put away Tampa Bay on the road for their second straight victory. The Ravens improved to 5-3 on the season and entered Week 9 with a one-game lead over the Bengals, in addition to a head-to-head victory to their credit. Against Tampa Bay, Baltimore trailed 10-3 after the opening quarter and at the half, before getting their offense going after intermission. In the second half, the Ravens went touchdown, touchdown, touchdown and field goal on their four meaningful drives. Their final drive consisted of a pair of kneel downs to kill off the final 49 seconds and secure the win. The Ravens held a 453-349 edge in total offense, picked up 27 first downs while allowing 20, and dominated time of possession by a 38-23 to 21-27 margin. They also forced the game's lone turnover. New Orleans had dropped 5 of 6 after their season-opening victory, before turning in their top performance of the season by drubbing the Raiders at home last week. The Saints improved to 3-5 on the season and stand tied for second in the lousy NFC South, one game behind the Falcons for the division lead. Against Las Vegas, New Orleans relied on a stellar defensive showing as they didn't allow the Raiders to cross midfield until their final drive of the contest. The Saints rolled up a 367-183 advantage in total offense, picked up 22 first downs while allowing 13, owned a 34-51 to 25-09 margin in time of possession, and forced the game's only turnover in the victory. On the season, the Saints stand 8th in the league in passing offense with 253.1 yards per contest, while they are 8th in rushing offense with 141.3 yards per game. New Orleans is 8th in the league in scoring offense with 24.9 points per contest, while they are 28th in the league in scoring defense by allowing an average of 25 points a game. Jameis Winston is 73 of 115 passing for 858 yards with 4 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He adds 16 yards on the ground. Andy Dalton is 105 of 161 for 1,175 yards with 9 touchdowns against 4 interceptions, while adding 28 yards on the ground. Taysom Hill, 6 of 8, 88 yards, TD, 39 carries, 337 yards, 5 TD, 3 catches, 16 yards, TD, is a versatile piece in the offense. Alvin Kamara leads the team in the run game with 95 carries for 413 yards, plus a score, while Mark Ingram 51 carries, 196 yards, TD, is next in line. Chris Olave leads the team with 37 catches for 547 yards and 2 scores on the season. Kamara, 33 grabs, 287 yards, 2 TD, Trequan Smith, 14 catches, 235 yards, TD, and Juwan Johnson, 21 receptions, 216 yards, 2 TD, are each over 200 yards receiving this season. Will Lutz has hit all 19 extra point attempts and is 12 of 17 on field goal attempts with a long of 60 this season. Both teams have been solid enough on the offensive side of the ball, but each has had issues on defense this season. The Ravens are 28th against the pass, which rather negates that they are 5th against the run. We've seen Baltimore blow double-digit leads in each of their 3 losses this season. The plus side for the Ravens is that those defeats came at home and this game is on the road. New Orleans is middle of the road defensively, but they don't get turnovers as they are a -9 in the takeaway giveaway department this season. Baltimore, meanwhile, is a +6 in that category and aren't afraid to hammer with a run game on offense, as Tampa Bay learned last week. The Ravens are the better team right now, and that, coupled with the fact that the game is on the road, gives them the edge in this contest. Take the Baltimore Ravens -2.5 points. For the season, the Ravens stand 26th in the league in passing offense with 193.8 yards per game through the air, while they are second in rushing offense with 165.6 yards per contest. Baltimore is 5th in the league in scoring offense with 26 points per contest, while they are 20th in scoring defense by allowing 22.9 points per game. Lamar Jackson is 148 of 235 passing for 1,635 yards, with 15 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He leads the team on the ground with 75 carries for 553 yards plus 2 scores, though he has been sacked 17 times. Kenyon Drake, 49 carries, 251 yards, TD, Justice Hill, 28 carries, 179 yards, J.K. Dobbins, 35 carries, 123 yards, TD, and Gus Edwards, 27 carries, 131 yards, 2 TD, have all seen a share of the run game on the season. Mark Andrews leads the team with 42 receptions for 488 yards and 5 scores on the year. Rashad Bateman, 15 receptions, 285 yards, 2 TD, Devin Duvernay, 24 catches, 313 yards, 3 TD, Demarcus Robinson, 15 grabs, 140 yards, TD, and rookie tight end Isaiah Likely, 16 grabs, 181 yards, TD, are all over the 100-yard mark in receiving yards. Justin Tucker has hit 22 of 23 extra point attempts and 16 of 18 field goal tries, with a long of 58 this year. The Ravens have won 2 consecutive games and will be looking for their third against the Saints, but to do that they will need to protect against the pass better. So far this season, the Ravens' defense has been pretty good at stopping the run, allowing just 97.5 rushing yards per game. When it comes to the passing defense, they are allowing 285.6 yards per game for a total of 383.1 yards surrendered per game. This season, Baltimore is averaging 26 points per game while allowing their opponents to score 22.9 points per game. The Ravens' defense has combined for 23 sacks, 36 tackles for loss, 8 interceptions, and 9 forced fumbles. The New Orleans Saints have really struggled to win games since the retirement of former head coach Sean Payton last season. The Saints are scoring an average of 24.9 points per game while surrendering 25 points per game. On defense, they are giving up 338.3 total yards, with 225.8 yards being through the air and 112.4 yards being on the ground. Tyrann Mathieu is the interception leader with 2 interceptions. He has also recorded 38 total tackles and 3 defended passes. Defensive end Cameron Jordan leads the Saints with 5 sacks and 8 tackles for loss, while also contributing 34 total tackles. Linebacker Pete Warner leads New Orleans with 71 total tackles and 2 forced fumbles. This game will come down to the defensive performances, especially with Baltimore losing key offensive players. The injuries to Bateman and Andrews are going to hurt the Baltimore offense significantly because those were 2 of Jackson's main weapons downfield. With them gone plus a couple of injured running backs, we may see Jackson use his feet more, and although he can run the ball, the Saints are expecting that and will counter it. The Saints have a pretty balanced defense when it comes to the ground game and the passing game, but with the Baltimore pass rush, I see short quick routes and running as the best option here, especially without Thomas. Take the under. Baltimore has injuries to key offensive players, and the Saints' defense will counter the Ravens' running options. Take the under, 48 points.